Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Landric plays Dawn of Man. Where are we? So it is the height of summer. We're doing okay for food. We've also set up, or started to set up, a new little settlement over here. It's sort of going okay. We've got a storage tent that's got some stuff in it. We've got a couple of tents. They're all set. We're going to make a hearth and some storage areas, and we're going to try and make another little extra settlement over here. I don't know whether... Actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll put a tree felling area. In fact, how do we change size? Nope. There we go. We'll cut down all of these trees. That'll take quite a while. In fact, let's do a little bit less. And then we'll have more space to put down some more huts and things like that. So I don't know how the AI is going to handle this, whether people who are living here will sort of prioritise jobs nearby, or whether we'll get people, you know, travelling halfway across the map and over 2 rivers and dying of thirst and starvation and fatigue on the way, but we'll find out. So we've just had a trader, which is why we've got all of this meat lying around, which is always good, so we'll get that stored away as well. So you're almost full, you need a little bit of repairing. Oh, being attacked by a capeberry. It's this bloody capeberry. I think we're going to have to set this to be hunted. Because we lost a couple of people to that cave bear the other last episode. However, now we are creating some more bows and arrows, so hopefully that'll give some people something to fight back with. That's the idea. So let's have a look at our limits. So we want 50% of people to have bows. Do we have axes? Well, we want everyone to have a knife, a spear, and maybe a bow. I think that's the plan anyway. I'm not sure how best to distribute these things, whether it's a case of we want... So everyone has... Let's grab a person. Let's grab you. Whoop. So you've got 2 tool slots. So you're always going to... we have no flint. Okay. So we're going to need some more flint, and it looks like there is very, very little of it around. So we've got some here. In fact, I guess we'll put down a gathering area just to... not stone. Flint, there we go. We'll try and not annoy those bears. But we are going to need more flint. In fact, there's a tiny bit over here. There's quite a bit over here. Good. So we'll set that up. I'm trying to avoid having to go miles and miles away. There's not this one. Obtain stone. We'll just put a thing for this as well. We will probably want, in fact, maybe we can get this now. Actually, we'll get the knives first. We can get some flint knives, which means we can make even better knives than our bifaces, so we no longer need these. Instead, we'll make these. We'll make sure everyone gets some nice flint knives, and that's why we're going to need the flint. Unlocks polished stone tools from the crafter, which, as far as I know, is just the flint knife. But it does mean we can do some mining and things later on. And then we'll unlock the sleds, which will help people transport heavy things like rocks, and it'll help people get all the way over here to this other settlement. Probably I should have done that before we moved everything, but you know, that's just the way things are. So we've exhausted all the flint over here already. Good. That's not super useful. Where's our other settlement? All the way, way back over here. I guess I'll put down another gathering area for flint over here as well, just because. Was there any other flint? I'm sure I saw some more. There's a whole bunch over there. We'll put that down over there as well. And with that, we'll put down some production buildings. So we'll put down a crafter. We'll put down another work zone this time, a production building. We'll get them to start curing some of this raw meat that's stored up in here, and some of these just spin around a little bit like that. We'll put down some of these as well, and that should be, well, it'll be more than enough, but we might as well future-proof it. And then we'll put one here and one here, just like our settlement over there, which you can press enter to. Ah, interesting. So now enter zooms us to this one. So you're carrying a stone. Right, because the hearth takes a stone. So you're carrying an incredibly heavy stone all the way over there, so you're going to be absolutely exhausted. That's not great. So we should probably put some sort of spirituality totem here as well, just to keep people's morale up a little bit. And I suppose while we're doing that, we might as well also put down some of the skull poles to sort of venerate the ancestors type thing. So we'll put one there and one there like that. Traders arrived, so they've arrived over here. What have you got to offer us? Got some leather, got some flint spears. Actually, flint spears are probably good because it means we'll have to. It's a lot though. But we can get rid of these bifaces because we're not going to need those. Still, I guess we can get 2, and that means we won't use up all of our flint making spears when new people show up, so that's something. Maybe I turn flint spears off actually, because flint spears are... where are we? So yeah, they're just as good as bone spears, so let's turn those off. And we'll use bone to make our spears instead, and we'll keep flint for things like axes and knives and picks, I guess, yeah. Ah, interesting. So we can't use the knife for harvesting. Oops. So we actually want we're going to want sickles for those as well, if we're turning the knife off. We could leave the biface on, but I suppose we might as well turn it into these, and that'll make it easier to harvest stuff. We'll harvest faster, it'll be more efficient, we'll get more stuff and we can use it. Got a fair bit of bread. I don't know how long bread lasts. I feel like it probably shouldn't last as long as cured meat, but we'll see. There we go, we've got plenty of stored straw, which later on we'll use to make... Oh, there we go, got some mortar and things stacked up in this tent. Built some more skin dryers over... that'll be way over here, won't it? Yeah. And that'll allow us to... well, that gives us some more knowledge, and it'll allow us to turn some of the hides that we've got... oh no, they've already been turned into outfits. Okay, never mind. So what are you missing? Missing some bones and some skins. That's right, we haven't designated any hunting lately. So I think we can also designate a hunting area if we go to this. Yeah. But I'm not sure that's a good idea, because we can't control exactly what animals we hunt. I think it's just if they wander into there, then they get hunted. It is winter as well, so this may not be the best time to go and hunt things. Yeah, ooh, there's some stuff over here. Perfect, let's hunt all of you. And you as well. And, ooh, there's a whole bunch of stuff over here. Excellent. So we're probably massively overkilling it there. Yeah, some people have no warm clothing. So that's exactly why we're going to go a little bit overkill on, well, the killing. Because we're running out of hides with which to repair these, to build new things, and to make clothes out of. So let's go and rectify that as soon as we can. So we've got some raw skins. I think... where's that crafter over here? Oh, another cave bear attack idea. You're... okay, you made it. Did anyone die? I don't think anyone died. The workload is too high. The workload of your settlement is the ratio between the amount of tasks your people are trying to do and the total amount of people. If you've got too many people to do too many things, blah blah blah. Okay, so I think that's just because we got a whole load of hunting jobs. As, you know, they kill those things or the things escape, then it should probably go back to normal. Of course, it's going to start being spring as well, which means we're going to suddenly create a whole bunch of new jobs over here as people go and try and gather wild wheat and wild fruits and things like that. But that's probably okay. Yeah, so these things are actually getting very tattered now, aren't they? Look, you can see all the holes in this. So that's not good. It's nice that you actually get to see the sort of damage happening, but look, we want to fix that as much as we can. So let's have a look at this. I don't think we necessarily want to turn all of these things into leather. So let's go to limits and we'll lower the limit on leather. I don't know what it means by sort of 100%. Because, I mean, does that mean one piece of leather per person? And why would that be necessary? Why isn't it just a limit like tannin or copper or bronze or something like that? Oh well, like the clothing makes sense. We want to make sure like 100% of our people have a leather outfit. But in terms of just the raw hides itself, or rather the tanned hides, I don't know why we want that. Workload's too high. Sure, that's going to be the case for a while, I think, as people hunt and transform stuff into useful products. So we've got plenty of food. So hopefully that'll, particularly actually we don't have that much fruit and veg. It's all cured meat. Even the fish is where's our fishing zones? So we've still got plenty of stuff there. I guess partly because people are overloaded, they're not going to be doing this as much either. But yes, we are going to need plenty of hides to fix those tents. Not to mention all the building work over here, of course, and all the cutting of trees. So because we set everything inside, we can't quite cut on the work area. There we go. All of these trees to be cut as well. That's going to take up a lot of time. Population reached 25, another 3 knowledge. Oh, perfect. Let's grab this sledge, and that will allow us to make some sledges, which will help people carry heavy stuff, and then we can focus on domesticating cereals, which will put us firmly in the Neolithic era. It'll also allow us to build some bridges over this river, I think, which will make it a lot easier for people to travel between these two places. Unlocks the construction of sledges, which are critical for transport in the early eras. So let's... How do we build those? Do we build them here? Or do we have to build them at a sledge maker's workshop? Oh, we just build them just sort of as is. So if we say, I don't know how many we need or how people know to need them, but let's just put down 2 and see what happens. You're going to keep getting stone. In fact, let's remove this for now. You've still got a biface. You're running out of fuel. You do have some sticks, but where's our stick gathering area? That's okay, we do have some sticks that we can still gather quite easily. Tell you to gather some fruit. Tell you to cut down this birch and this birch and this birch. You're thirsty? No, hungry. But you're going to drink first, then you're going to go and eat some food, and then you're going to go and pray or venerate or something. There we go. You should be back to a reasonable amount of health. I don't know if we can see, if we go to manage charts, population, domestic animals, workload. Okay, so the workload is that 190%, so we kind of want to be on this 95% line. And yeah, okay, we are way over it. It's a shame there's no sort of scale in this, so I don't know over how much time this is. Is this ever, or is this in the last year? It'd be nice if we could change that over. Population straw doesn't seem to be that important to know how much straw we've got at this point, but oh well. And the same for food. I mean, it looks like it's on an upward trend, which is good. That's always important. What's this over in the distance? Is this just... That's just a some copper ore. It looked slightly interesting from all the way over there. Ah! Okay, so now it jumps over to here. Is that because this is where I last built something? I put down these sledges, or is it just because that's the closest one to where I hit enter? Let's try. Yeah, it is just, it zooms to the closest thing I've built, I suppose. Excellent, so we've got a hearth over here. What are these? Strawberries. Lovely. Can't collect these in summer anymore. Ah, somebody was born. Wonderful. Ah, you've built the spirituality buildings. Perfect. And all the trees are turning orange now that it's autumn. Okay, so we've got got a fish being dried. Got some water being stored though. Is there... Got a whole bunch of skins being stored in here. Or skin outfits. So I mean, plenty of stuff for people to change into when they need it. I don't know why they're being stored in there and not in, you know, a storage tent. That seems a bit strange. So we can upgrade these later. Need a little bit more knowledge, and we'll move to the Neolithic era, and then I think we can start putting up some farms over here, so that'll be quite exciting. So I suppose we'll put down another sort of little circle of huts, maybe over here, and then put like a farm sort of in this area. I think that'll be quite nice. And then we've got some more stone and things we can mine, and various other bits and pieces too. There's... So we're not getting warnings about being overburdened with activity, so I think we'll go and hunt those as well, just before winter rolls around. And that storm is quite frightening. You're making some flour. So we're going from 1 grain to 1 flour, and then you should be able to bake. In fact, you are baking some bread, or you will as soon as somebody comes over here. You're a little bit unhappy. Temperature is 9 degrees C. Oh, that's not too bad. I suppose it's not great if you're just running around in skins. Yeah, you're all quite unhappy, but you're going to go and sort of recover your morale. Blimey, that was a close lightning strike. Why is your morale so low? It would be nice to know that, and it would also be nice if you went and rested and recharged a little bit first, rather than going out on a hunt. I mean, I'm glad you're being productive, but it's not going to be great if you just sort of go out there and give up halfway. So who's living in here? Is this... Let's go back over to the village over here, because I don't know if this is people that live there or people that are in there right this second. I'm guessing... Yeah, okay, I think it's just people that are in there right now, which isn't that helpful. I suppose we could get some more axes or spears. I don't think we need the bone spears. I think we're going to have plenty of those. In fact, in fact, for that matter, we don't need flint spears because we're not going to be producing any of them, so never mind. We could get the leather though, that'll save us using our hides. Can we get rid of... I suppose we can sell some of our slings, because we're going to try and move over to bows. Can we sell some of our bone spears as well? Because we've got plenty of bones and we can produce more valuable things from them. So they're worth 10, they're worth 2, so if we use 1 bone to make 1 spear, then we turn a profit. Maybe we buy some axes, just because they're quite expensive. Maybe we just get the 1. And then can we get a loaf of bread, and do we need straw? I don't think we need straw. We'll just leave it at that. There you go, with your sledge. You need leather to make those. You have a leather job enabled, but we don't have any raw hides, so we're going to need some more of that. How much do we have stockpiled over here? Yeah, we've got 1 dry skin and 3 raw skin. So we definitely need to dry more things. Aha! So we have made 1 sledge, which gives us a little bit more knowledge. We've also got some pickaxes, so 5 more to go, and then we'll be away. Aha! You've dragged the sledge off somewhere, gathering those logs. So that will make life a little bit easier, hopefully. So I don't know how they decide how to distribute the sledges. It might just be if they have a task that involves carrying a... Oh no, somebody was died just as somebody else was born. A task that requires carrying something heavy, then they just sort of say, okay, I'm going to go and take the sledge right now. But again, I don't know how they'll handle that if one of them's over here. Hopefully they're smart enough to get the nearest one, rather than traipsing all the way over here, but we'll see. With that in mind, it might be worth building a few more. So we still don't have enough... So let's grab you. So you're wearing some stuff. You're wearing some stuff. I don't know if this is total or spare. Oop. Population reached 30. For a second it must have. Somebody was born, some more knives. Oh, we're getting close. One more and we can start domesticating corn and things like that. And there we go. So we are now in the Neolithic. So let's just bring the speed down a little bit so we can have a look at what we have now. Allows you to plant and harvest cereals, unlocking the Neolithic era, dramatically increases the amount of people you can reliably feed every year. Important text in the history of mankind. That is absolutely true. So let's have a look. Farming allows you to automate the production of food and sustain more people in your settlement. You can plant a variety of crops, then harvest and process them to feed your people. Usually planted in winter or spring, collected in summer or autumn. Plant a variety of crops as diseases can easily wipe out all the individuals of a single species, and we'll need to have enough sickles to harvest it efficiently. Cereals are the most important, but as they are not only a source of grain but also straw, which is vital for building thatching roofs and things like that, but also feeding the animals that we're going to domesticate later on as well. So we can do underground mining, we can start building fortifications, we can build wells, bridges, more spirituality. Ooh, wow. So megaliths and things like that. In fact, this is all of the religious buildings. So I think we'll probably end up getting that last, but domesticating sort of animals and planting crops, I think that's going to be very, very important for us, and then probably thatching as well. Okay, so let's have a look at whether we can plant things. Plant. I guess we'll see if we can do one of each. Aha, hold to place a field. I don't know how big we need these fields to be, so I'm just going to make them a 3x3 and say that's good enough for now. That might be far too big, I don't know. There we go, put one there, and then I've already forgotten what this is. So emmer, einkorn, and then barley. Like that. Okay, so I guess we'll start farming like that. You're cold because the fire is not lit. The fire is not lit because, don't know, you've got sticks, you've got logs, why are you not lighting this fire? Got fuel even. Conditions full. Why is the fire not working? I'm sure if we maybe they'll only go and light it when they need to warm up, or maybe they'll go and hide inside. Okay, that works too. There we go. So you're inside, your temperature is going up. Fair enough. Okay, so that's a pretty exciting development. We'll see how these crops get going. We'll see how that helps us support more of a population. And in next episode, we'll try and develop the settlement that's all the way down here a little bit more. Maybe we'll eventually build some bridges there, perhaps even a road or something like that, so we can keep both these settlements ticking along nicely. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.